There's only a few I can really call my way. My way. My way.
So, here we are. This is Camden. Alright, so we're in Camden. This is the place of music, art, culture, everything. You know, you can come here for a night out, you can come here just to chill, relax by the riverside. Also, Amy Winehouse. This is where it all started for her. So I'm gonna show you where I started doing my first open mics, and basically how my next mixtape all came about. I got influenced off of neo soul, jazzy sounds. I started going back to old school hip hop, and basically, in the end, I found the right place to go, and that was the Under Solo, which is in Camden. The Under Solo is a very special place. It's quite small, so it's very intimate, meaning the audience will listen to your music, they'll listen to your bars, you'll get a good response, and you know, it was just a good spot. It was a good spot because you had so many different artists coming, whether they were singing, rapping, doing spoken word. It was just a beautiful place. Here, the Under Solo is where I started performing songs off my last mixtape, Growth. And the songs on Growth are more, let's say, trendy and more current sounds, should I say. Came to the Under Solo, which is here, and you know, I met the house band, and they were like, you know what, you should switch your sound up. You should do something a little bit more, with a little bit more substance. So I started to do more jazzy sounds, neo soul sounds, and this is where it all started. Confidence was low, you know, stage presence was off. I was looking at the ground all the time. But yeah, eventually I got the confidence, and I was able to perform anywhere after this place. So, oh yeah, shout out to Smiley, you know. I forgot to say that. It was Smiley's open mic, which is here at the Under Solo. And you know, they have a wicked house band. So I just want to give a shout out to them. Right now we're in Camden Market. We're about to approach the second open mic I used to go to, or still go to, should I say. Smiley's open mic as well. This is where I got to perform with in an actual band for the first time. It was a great scene, and we're about to go inside right now. The story behind the mixtape is basically me trying to find myself, my sound, because the first mixtape was called Growth, right? This mixtape is called Awakening, so it's almost like a sequel to Growth. And I got inspiration from going to open mics in Camden, the Under Solo, as we just passed. Basically, they deal with a lot of neo soul sounds and jazzy sounds and live instruments, and basically I was very influenced by this, but I didn't know anything about that culture, or I didn't know anything about like how to approach that kind of sound. So I started doing these open mics, and eventually I noticed, you know, everything is organic, everything is poetic, everything is, it's just natural, rather than trying to like, rather than having a beat, you know, there's a beat, yeah, let's jump on that, cool, record, and then that's it. This mixtape is more, right, we got a beat, but we need to know what kind of message we're giving out, or we need to know what kind of ideology we want people to have inside their heads when they're hearing this kind of music. Innit? So building this mixtape, it was just whatever I saw, whatever I was influenced by, it all was just crammed into one project. So at that time, like between last year, October, between now, it's neo soul sounds, jazzy sounds, old school boom bap type of sounds, and just raw organicness, should I say. So yeah. The new mixtape is called Awakening. It's a sequel to Growth. I got the name, you know what, funny enough, it took me about, I don't know, months to come up with this name, but it was basically opening my eyes up to what is happening around me. At the time, like this time last year or around January, we had people getting shot for no reason by the police, you know. Obviously we got what's going on now. Awakening is about me realizing what is happening in society, you know, waking up to the cons, the false messages that we receive through the media, stuff like that. It's just about me awakening to myself, you know, fulfilling who I need to be. The artists that I'm inspired by vary from musicians to fine artists. Starting with music, I would start off with J. Cole. With J. Cole, with him it's like he's painting a picture on a track. He'll put whatever he's feeling, whatever he's going through that current time, and just paste it all over the track, and you can feel it, and you know it's legit, you know it's organic. That's where I draw my inspirations from. Going on to like fine art, I'm inspired by Basquiat as well, because funny enough, he was born in Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. I feel that wherever you grow, should I say, wherever you're growing up, that's gonna be your inspiration. And me growing up in a rough area, I like to reflect on that. I mean, I'm coming from Stonebridge, so I like to reflect on the hard times that I was going through and put it on the track. I'm inspired by Basquiat because he always used to have his experiences in his paintings, but at the same time he would have a deeper message, like morals. So it would be like text, just random writing on the images. I like to do that with music, whether it's ad-libs or backing vocals, and just make the people know that, you know, at the end of the day, we're all in this together and we need to be honest with ourselves. This is the question I was waiting for. Grime is very big. I'm happy for grime because it started off in the early 2000s, or maybe just before that, with MCing and whatnot, and garage. I'm happy for grime because it's made a comeback. I think grime needs to be more expensive, but I think it's on the horizon of being more expensive. UK hip-hop, I feel, let me break it down like this. Grime, I think, with grime, you can tell when an artist has his own approach. Every artist that approaches grime has his own sound, his own delivery, his own flow. With UK hip-hop, I feel that everyone tries to go down the same lane of, I don't know, for example, Gigs or a K Triggz, or no one's trying to do something different. And for me, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to if I approach a track, I'm not going to be like, all right, this is popping at the moment, it has to sound like this. I try to make sure it sounds different from what anyone else has put out there. So going back to your question, I think UK hip-hop is not dying, but it needs just a fresh, like a breath of fresh air. Producers I would like to work with, definitely JME. I think JME is very versatile with his sounds. I listened to his latest album. I loved it, you know, like it's a grime album. And, you know, as someone who is new to grime or someone who just doesn't know anything about grime, you're gonna approach the album with like, okay, I already know what this album's gonna sound like. I think JME put the work in with that album. Every track sounds different. The bass, the the kicks that he had in it, and obviously his delivery. Who else is there? In the UK, I would like to work with, I think Naughty Boy is very musical, you know? I loved Emily Sandé's album. He's obviously worked with Beyonce now, so he's just up there. But Naughty Boy has a very good sound. He has his own distinct sound. It's very cinematic at times. The best route for a new artist to take would be, I don't know, because I mean, for me, I'm independent, you know? I can animate, I can draw, I can edit, film. I can't produce, but I can do a bunch of things that would help me substantially. But at the same time, you will need the machine, which is, you know, the record labels to push the music out there. The only problem is what, you know, what deal you're gonna get. I think my personal opinion would be to stay independent, because everything is organic. You can do anything, like everything yourself. You have control of your art, which is the main thing, to have control of your art. I think when you go down the route of being signed, you know, people want to tell you how to do this, how to do that, you know. So for me personally, I would stay independent. Who won the clash between Bugsy, Malone, and Chip? Man, you're gonna get me some haters now, huh? Well, okay, this is how I put it. All right, I'm gonna break it down. Basically, overall, I think Chip won, and this is solely because of his chess game. I would say his chess game is very strong. So put it this way: when this whole thing started, Bugsy Malone came very, very strong with that first diss, right? And then I thought Chip's reply was very weak, and then we didn't hear nothing about it from there and then. Like they say, you know, Bugsy probably won the battle, and you know, but the war isn't over. So when Chip replied with like, how much was it? 4-3 disses. I started to see, you know, okay, this is the Chip I want to hear. You know, he's going in lyrically. The beats he chose for each of those disses was very different. You had a trap beat, you had a proper hip hop beat, you had a grime beat. So Chip was showing his versatility. So I'm gonna have to go with Chip, man, because when Bugsy replied, when it came to the 5 a.m. replies and 2 a.m. replies, I wasn't feeling it, and Chip kind of called him out for his weaknesses in terms of the content with what Bugsy Malone was gonna be saying on his replies. And the problem was Bugsy never strayed from the stuff that he was mentioning in the disses. So I'm gonna have to go with Chip, man. Like, it's K Triggz, that's the name. The mixtape is called Awakening. That will be out in February. I don't know what date, I haven't got a release date, but the mixtape will hold a solid 13 tracks or something like that. The first song I'm gonna release is called Popeye, featuring John Wesley. Now this is gonna be like a raw, gritty, you know, boom bap, hip hop type of track. It's called Popeye for a reason. So anyone who watched Popeye or knows what Popeye is, they know what to expect. So K Triggz here, underground raps, straight from the underground, stone busy. Let's go. Yeah. I go hella deep when I talk my shit, they're all watching me. I got better scenes and my features get the attention quick. I call that flow correct theme. Art is magic, it's never tragic, it never dies, it's forever seen. So now that I found the love, I might pound the dub cause I got the heavy D. I'm focused, they wonder why he ghosted. These bitches act like roaches, creeping around unnoticed. Greatness comes in the slowest, overnight it's so bogus. I may not need to talk on the beat like a flying lotus. Will they remember me for all the times I raised the levels? Or just pretend to be the melody, the inner devil? Potential is your vessel, every crowd has a rebel. So just break out the box and ride your dream, don't force the pedal. To telling me I gotta wait for the good things when I'm trying to wait for the greatness. I'm underground, I call hood things until commercial life takes it. I'm stats on paper, I should win, but the future is shapeless. You say you're hungry, but it is funny, I hear your sound and it's tasteless. Basic.